scared of dentists in the dark. I was scared of pretty girls and starting conversations. Oh, my friends are turning green. You're the magician.
Right, so as promised, I thought I'd do a quickie kind of no makeup for the gym. Now, I'm not someone who feels the need to wear makeup to the gym, but if I've woken up and I'm having a particularly bad kind of confidence crisis day, or I have spots, or I'm just not feeling it and I feel a little bit uncomfortable with showing my bare face to the world, then I will just pop on a little bit of makeup just to make me feel good and make me feel more like a human being. So the first thing that I did was already moisturise my skin really well. Even though you're about to sweat and you're probably going to get shiny and greasy and all that kind of stuff, I still think it's really important to moisturise your skin in the morning. So I cleansed with my Lizelle, and I'm trying to use up a few of kind of the more sampley style things that I have lurking around my beauty cabinet. This is the Origins Ginseng Energy Boosting Moisturiser. I really like this one, but just use whatever you want. I think Simple have quite a nice no fuss one. You can use just your regular kind of moisturiser. Now the first thing that I'm actually going to do is use a little bit of concealer. After I've moisturised, I let that sink in for a little bit, and the first thing I do is conceal. I'm not going to be wearing foundation. That seems ridiculous to me. I mean, I have seen some girls go to the gym or to yoga class or whatever with a full face of makeup. The girl that was in there yesterday when I did my Flow foundations yoga class, she was actually wearing a full-on face complete with like Instagram brows and smoky eye. Like, fab if that's your thing and you're always looking banging, but personally it's like, well, I'm there to work out, so I want to feel a little bit more confident, but at the same time it's going to melt off my face, and if my mascara is not waterproof, that's going to go in my eyes and it's going to sting and it's just going to be a whole mess by the time I'm finished. So I'm only going to be using concealer as a form of coverage. Today I'm going to be using the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Eraser. Now I like this. You literally just twist the product up. But it is a really good one. I fake tanned last night because my face and my neck don't match the rest of my body. They're always significantly paler because of all of the masks and treatments and stuff that I use. So this is my colour at the moment. Otherwise, I would be using something like the Collections Lasting Perfection Concealer. Which looks like this. It is really well loved by me, which is why the name is rubbed off. But I'm the colour medium 3. I just feel like the Maybelline one's going to match me a little bit better. So what I tend to do is I tend to just put a little bit under my eyes, a little bit in between my eyebrows, some on my chin because I've got a few little kind of marks from where I had a couple of spots recently. Some around my nose, and then I'm kind of just going to see how I feel like that looks before I actually continue to do anything else. I'm going to be using a foundation brush rather than my fingers to blend this in, and I'm going to use the Real Techniques buffing brush. What I have been loving is actually the sculpting brush, but because this is like a really natural, literally just like minimumist coverage ever, just to get you through your confidence crisis at the gym, this is gonna look quite heavy. It really packs on the product. So this one's just a little bit looser, as you can see. It's not quite as firm. It just kind of spreads it out a little bit nicer, I find. So I'm just going to start buffing this into the skin. And I'm really not trying to cover everything that's there. It's just gonna kind of tone it down a little bit, because I have a little bit of redness around my nose and a little bit of darkness under my eyes. We're not trying to make you look flawless to go to the gym. It's going to come off anyway. So once I've done that, I am going to pencil in my brows a little bit. I would suggest you using something that's a little bit waterproof. I'm going to use my Aqua brow today, which is waterproof. I believe NYX do something really similar. It's kind of in the squeezy tube. Failing that, just use your normal pencil and set it with a little bit of powder, but try a slightly lighter powder than you would normally go for, because we're not going for full-on brows here. We're just going for a little bit of something to make us feel better. I'm going to be using my Aqua Brow, which looks like this. It comes in the tube. This is in the colour Taupe. It is by Makeup Forever, so it is quite pricey. I haven't actually tried the NYX one, but I'm not entirely sure whether it's waterproof or not. And I like this one because it is waterproof. I'm going to be using an angled brush. And I'm not expecting this to look perfect. It doesn't really matter to me that they're not going to be perfect brows, because this is just, I'm going to yoga, I'm going to the gym or whatever. So here we go. So all we're doing is just kind of filling in that outer edge where I have less hair. It's not perfect, but it just makes me feel better. And then I'm just going to run whatever's left through the front of my brows. And I leave them like that, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to do the other side just so you can see. I have a bit of a gap at the top here. So we fix that and then run through the rest. They don't look perfect, although they look pretty good. But if I zoom you in a second. So you can see that they're nowhere near as kind of blocky as my normal brows. And you can see actually the skin from here a lot better. I've still got some discoloration around my mouth. There's still a little bit of redness. You can probably see where I've tanned as well. You can see I've got a couple of kind of like sunspots or like freckles still coming through. I've literally just focused the product around the centre of my face and underneath my eyes. It's just to make us feel a little bit better. It's not a full coverage look. This is all going to come off when you sweat anyway, so there's no point in piling it on. As you can see me better zoomed in, I'm actually going to continue the rest of the video like this, which is what I should have done, but hey ho. The first thing I'm going to do to my eyes is actually just curl my lashes. If you have really thick, long lashes, you don't need to do mascara or anything. Just curling them will just make you look a little bit more awake and a little bit fresher. So I've got my Kevin Aquan lash curlers, which are my favourite. I haven't tried the Shimmer ones. If you've tried both, then tell me which ones you think are better, because I think these are fantastic. So, as we always talk about, when I'm curling my lashes, squeeze as close to the base of the lash line as you can get. Come up a little bit further towards the end of the lashes and then squeeze again. It's just going to stop you from having that funny kind of weird curve where it just sticks straight out. Do the other side, close to the lash line as possible. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Move up a little bit. Squeeze, 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 and then as usual just kind of fluff them out. Now I probably wouldn't bother with mascara or anything because it's going to annoy me if it comes off, even if it's waterproof. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to show you the mascara that I would use if I was going to. So I would either pick the Benefit They're Real, because that stuff is really hard to get off, or my beloved Maybelline Lash Sensational, but in the waterproof version. So for the purpose of this video, that's what I'm going to apply for you now. So start at the base of the lashes. Now I would normally wiggle and then push up, but because we're going to the gym or we're going to yoga or we're going to sweat, I don't want to deposit loads and loads of colours on colour on the base of my lash. There's no point, because you're just going to drag it through the rest of the lash and that just gives your sweat more to try and take off. So we're trying to go really, really, really light with everything here. So literally just drag it through. Fan it out. That's all you need to do. I'd probably only put a teeny weeny bit on the bottom, like so. And that's how I'd leave it. You don't want to be doing liner or eyeshadow or anything that's going to come off or smudge or move or whatever. Now, if you really don't feel like this is enough, then I would go on to do a little bit of a lip. So what I would do is just go for a lip balm. I am really loving the cocoa butter one, which I have here to show you. This is the one that I really like. This is the dark chocolate and mint. It tastes like dark chocolate and mint. It will make you want to eat your lips. This is great. I find it's really moisturising. It's not petroleum based either, so it's not just acting as a barrier, it actually does moisturise your lips. That's what I would do personally. If you feel like you normally wear a full face of makeup and you're just, you feel like you need a little bit more, you can always add some extra concealer and things. And what I would also go for is a tinted lip balm. So I have 3 options for you here. So the first one I have to show you is the Clarins Instant Light Lip Balm Perfector. It looks like this. It comes in a tube. This is the shade 01. I believe they do a nude, which is one of my favourite nudes ever. They do several different colours. There's an orangey one. This is the pink one. I also have one of the YSL Volupte Sheer Candies to show you. These are obviously both quite expensive, but very similar. Really sheer colour, quite a range of colours. This is an orange one. If I was going to do tinted, I'd probably do orange, to be honest, because I'm really loving it at the moment. And the last thing I have to show you is actually one of the Revlon lip butters. These come in all sorts of shades. I have the one in Pink Truffle, which is 001 to show you. This is going to look more like a lipstick unless you pat a little bit onto your finger and press it into the lip like that, but it is quite moisturising, and I know some of the other colours are sheerer. Now, for the purpose of demonstrating a tinted lip balm, I'm actually going to use the YSL one in the colour 10, which is the orangey one. And this is literally all I would do. I wouldn't do anything to the cheeks or anything. If I was going to, I'd probably use a cream blush or something really, really light on the skin. But for the purpose of we're only going to the gym, I'm not going to. Obviously, if you don't feel this is enough, then add more. If you feel this is too much, then don't bother. I wouldn't bother with the lip, to be honest. I'd probably just wear lip balm, put a little bit of concealer on, put my eyebrows on, and curl my lashes, and that would be it. I wouldn't even bother with mascara either. So yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you in the next video.